Do any of the following speak to your current situation? You like your job, but something's missing.
You feel like you are missing too many special moments and quality time with your kids or parents?
It's always a stressful time when you're paying your bills.
You want to provide better for your family?
You're unfulfilled at your job.
There's not enough time and or money to do what you really want to do with your life.
You frequently wonder if this is really the best life has to offer.
Well, get ready, because this might be the change you're looking for.
Whether you want a little extra cash flow, more time with your family and loved ones, or if you're ready to realize the success you've always dreamed of, we're going to show you a perfect opportunity.
A world-class company that delivers a unique suite of life-changing services that everyone needs. Most people can afford, that only a few have ever heard about, with little competition.
Introducing Legal Shield, a powerful business opportunity that could mean financial independence and success. Legal Shield is filling a massive need, offering anyone the ability to speak with a lawyer about most any legal matter without the high cost of traditional legal fees.
Legal Shield creates peace of mind that allows people to worry less and live more.
The value of the membership is access to equal justice, access to empowerment.
I think most people don't understand Legal Shield because they think lawyers are only for bad things.
People truly want to make sure that they're getting the right advice before they sign a contract, before they put their name to anything.
This membership is amazing. It is so powerful.
We're teaching people how to use the legal system the way that it was meant to be used.
I saw the value in the membership. I'd used it extensively, got my will prepared, and then began my journey with the opportunity.
The key to business success is finding a massive need in the marketplace and then providing an exceptional solution to fill that need. That's exactly what you have with Legal Shield.
And even though we have a 40-plus year track record of success and have 1.4 million satisfied customers, we still have more than 300 million to go.
What if you could be the one to share it with others and benefit financially from doing so?
What if there was a solid, stable company supporting you in your business by taking care of all the operations, IT, customer service, and overall functionality of the service?
The good news is it's not a what-if scenario. It's real, and it's called Legal Shield.
This is your chance to position yourself in front of a massive wave and capitalize on the next big thing. We believe everyone is going to own a Legal Shield and ID Shield membership, and they're going to get it from you or someone else. Why not be the one to help protect others?
If you were to gather 100 people together right now, 90% of them would tell you they've never ever heard of a legal plan.
We get paid for an idea we didn't have and work we don't even do.
And then being able to tie a residual income to that can pay your family for years and years to come. The longer that you wait to get started, the less residual income you're going to have, right? So you can start building it right away.
Companies fight for decades to get to where Legal Shield is right now.
I think what it took me 10 years to do, someone will join the business and do it in 2.
Legal Shield's a great opportunity today. It was a great opportunity 9 years ago when we signed up. If we weren't signed up already, we'd be in.
There's no other opportunity that gives people their rights. We're the only opportunity that has the Constitution behind us. Right to an attorney.
All the experts agree. Owning your own business is the quickest route to time and financial freedom. And Legal Shield has all the elements that make for the perfect business.
Legal Shield enables you to leverage the efforts of like-minded people that are looking for a change just like you. You succeed as you help others succeed.
The best businesses allow you to do something once and continue getting paid. Legal Shield pays you every month, as long as the customer continues their membership.
With Legal Shield, you choose when you work. No more having a boss dictate how you spend your time. Imagine a 0-mile commute. Work where you want, from home, in your neighborhood, close to your family and friends. It's a portable business that works wherever you decide to take it.
And to have the same type of income and more, but to have time freedom added to that, it's a life changer.
I had a great career. I loved what I was doing, but I didn't have the time, that was really necessary to be there for my kids, and that's what Legal Shield has afforded me.
And within 18 months, I was actually able to retire from my full-time job. And with 3 girls under 10, that was exciting. And I've been home with them ever since and working Legal Shield as I do my life.
I've been able to spend all the time in the world with my son. Don't get me wrong, we work hard just like everybody else. But I've been able to see him roll over, walk, crawl, talk.
This has really given me everything I've ever wanted. The time freedom to be able to travel, to be able to go do whatever I want during the day, you know?
I work from the privacy of my home. My commute is downstairs to my office. So I have all the freedoms to do all the things I want, yet I have a company with 700 employees there to support not just me, but my entire team as well.
How would you like to get paid daily? In Legal Shield, you are rewarded for your efforts through our direct deposit system. You can get paid each and every day.
Legal Shield's really an opportunity to create your life instead of just sort of getting caught in the rat race.
The game changer is the best game out there.
This business has completely changed my life.
I was running 2 businesses simultaneously when Legal Shield was introduced to me.
I was downsized from corporate America. Long-term unemployed is what I call it.
I got started in Legal Shield when I was 23 years old. I was raising money to go to medical schools.
I was a store manager for a grocery store chain in Atlanta. To make in one day what I used to make in a whole week, it's hard to believe.
I actually made more money my first few days in Legal Shield than I made in 2 weeks working my job.
If I could have made $500 a month, that was enough for me. If it worked and I just made $500, I was sold. I made that my first week, so I had to change my goal.
Legal Shield's an opportunity for everybody to grow and change and achieve bigger and better things for themselves.
What's even better than the ability to earn an amazing income and creating a new work-life dynamic for yourself is knowing you're making a real difference in people's lives.
It's a true aha moment once you understand the power of the legal plans and what they actually do for people. Legal Shield believes everyone deserves access to affordable legal protection.
And for over 40 years, we've been providing members with affordable access to a lawyer. For as little as $20 a month, Legal Shield gives members the power to talk to a lawyer about any personal legal issue.
Whether it's big, small, or somewhere in between. Legal Shield is finally making it easy and affordable for all people so they can worry less and live more.
And one of the biggest problems causing worry in people today is identity theft. Tens of millions of people a year are becoming victims of identity theft, and it knows no bounds. Legal Shield's exclusive partnership with Kroll, the leading experts in the space, gives customers identity protection for only a few additional dollars per month.
And most importantly, it restores your identity if you do become a victim. Legal Shield even backs it up with a $5 million service guarantee.
You can't put a value on peace of mind like this. Being a part of something that makes a positive impact on people's lives and feels a real need while you work on a new start in life with your own business is the perfect combination.
Plus, the ability to earn back your time to spend it with your family, friends, and truly living your life.
All of it can be yours today with Legal Shield. The great news is we can show you strategies that will allow you to develop your business without interfering with your already busy schedule.
The great Jim Rohn said it best. Work full-time on your job, work part-time on your fortune.
Simply make the decision right now to start working towards a better life for yourself. Talk to the person who showed you this video to get started with Legal Shield today.
It's a level playing field where here you can truly build a business and write your own ticket to create whatever level of success that you're willing to commit to.
Whether you're somebody who needs a new career path, whether you're looking for a part-time revenue stream, or maybe you have a comfortable career and you're just looking for something else to get involved in because you like helping people. We cover all those bases at Legal Shield.
Ask for access to a full business presentation today.
Actual Legal Shield independent sales associates. Results are dependent on the effort and abilities of each associate, and Legal Shield makes no promise or guarantee of income or business.
50% of college grads can't find full-time jobs. The economy has changed dramatically in the last few years. We're still experiencing record unemployment. Household income has dropped for 5 consecutive years. 75% of retirees have retirement funds of only $30,000 or less, and job security is largely a thing of the past. Even when someone has a great job, they often spend hours of unproductive time in the car, they miss their kids' events, miss family vacations, and generally feel underappreciated. In the wealthiest country in the world, they're missing out on life. We're living in a time when the secure jobs of the past no longer offer the financial reward they once did. Think about it. How many times have you heard about someone who had a secure job and then lost it? In today's economy, you create your own security. Today, moms want to be moms and dads want to be dads. We want to play and be debt-free. And the younger generation is looking for a promise of tomorrow, but what they're finding is college debt and part-time jobs. They're trapped. And all of this is fueling the work from anywhere movement. These aren't people looking to get rich quick, but they understand that leaving their financial future in the hands of someone else can't be the solution. Millions of people are looking for financial freedom on their own terms. The entrepreneurial, independent contractor, freelancer movement is exploding. Companies large and small are looking for better ways to move their products to market. Partnering with independent contractors is a win-win. It can also be the perfect situation for those looking to take control of their financial futures and maintain some balance and happiness in a career. The challenge, however, is finding the right company with which to partner and finding the time to get a new venture off the ground. More often than not, when you think you've found a good partnership, suddenly there are hidden conditions and cost. You may feel like you're actually buying a job with the expensive franchise fees, or you might feel cornered finding out that you have to market a product that is often overpriced or simply isn't the kind of item or service you would want to put your name behind. My wife and I were very fortunate. We worked hard, yes, but we were introduced to a better vehicle. We discovered a very unique, lucrative, and fun opportunity to work from anywhere as independent associates. We started part-time, and over a few years, our new business provided us financial freedom, and a solid, stable company was backing us. A company with a 40-year track record that maintained 15 consecutive years of increased earnings on the New York Stock Exchange. What's more amazing is that we marketed a service that most people had never heard of. There was no national advertising campaign, organized web presence, or structured training program, but we did have a phenomenal offering that people needed. They could afford, and there was virtually no competition. You might wonder what this has to do with you. Well, it could have a great impact on your life. Before we talk about the specifics of this incredible business, let me ask you a question. What if you had been in front of the bottled water industry, or the revolution that's happened with books or coffee? What if you had a very small piece of these revolutions? Yes, you would be rich, or at least very well off. You would have complete time freedom. There's a lesson in understanding what happened in these large old industries. The lesson is this. Most companies that run from a few hundred million to multi-billion quickly most often revolutionized an old existing industry. They did not create a new concept that the masses needed to be educated on. Books, water, coffee. They took an old product and changed the way consumers got access. Water's been around a long time, and the industry quickly went from 300 million to 15 billion in the U.S. alone when people realized bottle might be a smart option. What's the next big old industry to be revolutionized? And what if you could get in front of it? What we are suggesting is there's a better way to achieve your dreams and goals, and what we have is one option. An option that can put you in front of another massive business revolution. You'd be hard-pressed to find an industry larger and more in need of a revolution today than the legal industry. It dates back to the 4th century Greece. It's old and it's big. Over 300 billion in the U.S. alone. Unfortunately, it's also broken. The average American has no real access at $300 an hour. Engraved on the west side of the Supreme Court building, it says equal justice under law. The unfortunate reality, though, is the color of justice is green. You get about as much justice as you can pay for, regardless of your race, color, creed, sex, or age. Think of the number of times in a given year that an individual or family experiences a legal issue. Adoption, alimony, financial concerns, collections, medical disputes, home foreclosures, mortgage, refinancing, or perhaps an IRS issue. All too often, these issues are ignored or not dealt with properly because of the associated expense. Legal Shield is the company that's changing how legal services are administered forever, giving people access to attorneys without having to check their pocketbook first. This little company quietly reached an evaluation of $450 million on the New York Stock Exchange. And then recently, Legal Shield was purchased by a private equity firm. Well, they understood the potential of this business in this industry. They understood that with 40 years of experience and a proprietary network of law firms, Legal Shield was positioned to fulfill a significant need, providing a service that people both desired and could afford. Legal Shield can disrupt the old model and revolutionize how legal services are provided in the same manner that the industry of books, coffee, and water were revolutionized. This purchase set in motion a turn of events that creates the kind of opportunity that only comes along for most people once in a lifetime. Take a visionary CEO, a dynamic executive management team, and 21st century marketing principles and put them in front of an old industry that is begging to be overhauled, and you have a perfect storm. Usually, to be on the ground floor of any opportunity means the concept, management, and their market position are all new and untested, or there is no opportunity for you to participate. Legal Shield, on the other hand, has reached almost $500 million in revenues without the traditional marketing tools of a business that size. With less than 2% market penetration in the U.S. or Canada, the timing is perfect. The statistics validate this. Nearly 90% of Americans say they do not have any form of legal insurance or legal protection service. 9 out of 10 people would use attorneys if they were more affordable. 60% of families state they would be interested in a service like ours if it existed. There is a great opportunity for anyone who can solve this inadequacy. Legal Shield has a system, a model that not only fills this need, but also allows you to partner on a part or full-time basis. That is perhaps the most exciting part. But before we get to that, let's take a minute and talk about the single most important aspect of our business, the backbone of our entire company, and what makes our business so special and lucrative. It's really the value of our service. If you could pick up a phone and call an experienced attorney in your area and get legal advice without receiving a bill, would you? I think you would agree the answer is yes. That is what we do. For less than $1 a day, we provide peace of mind, protection, and security. We give our members access to a nationwide network of attorneys for everything from the trivial to the traumatic. You have the ability to talk to an attorney about your legal issue, personal or financial related, to have letters written on your behalf, contracts reviewed, and a will prepared by a lawyer, assistance with traffic tickets, and even pretrial and trial coverage if you're ever named in a personal civil suit. Even if you or a covered family member were ever detained, questioned, or arrested, they would have access to Legal Shield 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We do all of this and much more for less than $1 a day. It's important to know we have many plans available throughout the U.S. and Canada, so find out from the person who provided you this audio the benefits and possible limitations of the plan available in your state and province. The value of our membership and the ease of use, though, is why 1.4 million families pay for our service every month. Our attorneys average 19 years experience. We have a proprietary network of firms nationwide. Collectively, we pay our provider law firms millions a year, and we make sure that our members are given first priority whenever they have a question about their personal legal issue. We also provide a comprehensive identity theft product in partnership with Kroll. Daily monitoring and restoration is included. Again, all of this is provided for less than $1 a day. Wouldn't you agree there's a reason that 1.4 million families are paying for our service month to month, and over 34,000 companies offer our service as an employee benefit? Legal Shield is righting wrongs, leveling the legal playing field, and giving our members the ability to worry less and live more. The single craziest thing you will hear is that we do all of this for a family for less than $1 a day. The value is incredible, and the biggest winner is the member that owns our service. Now, let's talk about the business and why so many associates are making part and full-time careers with Legal Shield. But before I mention incomes and possibilities, we have to mention the disclaimers, right? Look, we all know that there's a range that can be achieved by various sales associates. And why this range of income is possible, it's not typical, and no specific income is guaranteed. Individual incomes vary depending on efforts and abilities of the associate and their sales team. Now that we've gotten the disclaimer out of the way, the reality is we have over 1,000 people earning $50,000 plus a year and hundreds of associates earning 6 figures plus. But I think what's most incredible is 95% started part-time, with the simple goal of generating an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. Our compensation plan is lucrative. We pay commissions on a daily basis, which means you can start generating income immediately from your personal activity and over time from true override and residual income. When we say residual, we mean the kind of money your cable company makes, cell phone carrier, or insurance agent earns every time that you pay a bill. Except this time, you're on the income generating side of the equation. In Legal Shield, you can be paid repeatedly on the work that you did once. Now, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 68% of hiring in 2010 was contract-based. Independent workers now make up 30% of the nation's workforce. Is this the new way of the working world? Yes. If you find the right opportunity, it can offer real freedom and do so without the traditional headaches of business ownership or the limitations of a job. At Legal Shield, we have a proven system that allows someone to start on a part-time basis and then work towards financial freedom without the cost and limitations and often massive risk of traditional startups or franchising. You have the power to decide how aggressive you want to be. Do you want to cover a car payment, daycare, or a few bills? Or do you want much, much more? Whatever you desire, we can help you achieve it, whether that's $500 a month or a multiple 6-figure income. In addition, we have an amazing benefits association and an opportunity to participate in our BMW program, which has hundreds of part-time associates driving BMWs at the company's expense. Multiple all-expense paid incentive trips to exotic locations like Jamaica, Maui, Cabo San Lucas. You might be surprised as to how many part-time Legal Shield associates are qualifying for these perks. The fact is, stagnating middle-class wages are pushing people who are hankering to leave a dismal job behind to try something new. We're looking for people who are looking for a better way, who will help us market a service that is needed desperately and most people are not aware of. We want people who still believe in the power of free enterprise, in the value of being your own boss. If you believe that working smarter is better than working harder, then we encourage you to find out about Legal Shield and see if it could be the business that leaves you better off in the long run. The person who provided you this audio can direct you to more details on the benefits of our service and how to start a part or full-time career with Legal Shield. In the next segment, we've included the testimonies of some active associates, people who have already made a decision to join Legal Shield at multiple different levels to give you an idea of what they're experiencing. Thanks for joining us, and whatever you decide, we encourage you to take a risk. Step out on the edge and find a better opportunity if you don't already have one.
These experiences are specific to these individuals and do not represent the experience and success of most Legal Shield associates.
Hi, I'm Brian Carruthers. I was 28 years old in my real estate career, working 60-plus hours a week. And as you can imagine, I was making great money, but I had absolutely no time freedom. It was frustrating. But another realtor that told me about Legal Shield shared with me what these services could do in my own life, and I immediately saw the value in having a Legal Shield for my own use. But then he shared with me the kind of money that he was generating part-time marketing the Legal Shield services, not only upfront money, but residual income that was not available to me to earn in my real estate career. So I found a few hours a week to fit this business into my busy work schedule. Just a few hours a week. Starting off part-time like that, in my first year, I made more money from Legal Shield than I was making full-time in real estate. And I realized that I wanted to have time and financial freedom together. I had the money, but I didn't have the time. And Legal Shield has given me my time freedom back. I'm able to be a stay-at-home dad with my son. I'm able to go on his field trips. I'm able to take him on trips around the world. And I've done exactly that. I've been able to travel all over the world. I own several homes. I got the Bentley convertible in my garage. So the trappings of success that I've always wanted from real estate, I got from Legal Shield, and I owe it all to Legal Shield. And I can tell you what's most amazing is that Legal Shield truly does give kids their parents back. The time freedom to be a dad, the time freedom to travel, the time freedom to actually call my own shots in life. And I don't have to work those crazy hours anymore. I don't even have to leave the home if I don't want to. And the best is yet to come because this is just the beginning.
Hello, everyone. This is Brielle Hoffman. I am 25 years old from Knoxville, Tennessee. I have been in Legal Shield now about a year and a half. And my background, real quick, is I was in ministry for about 5.5 years in Birmingham, Alabama, and absolutely loved what I did. But I realized I was trading time for money. Did not have the time and financial freedom that I always dreamed of. And so I decided to take a step of faith and transition to pursuing a Legal Shield career. And I have been so thrilled about what it has provided myself. And my first 6 months in the business, I accomplished the full-time income that I had at my previous job. I also took 25 trips. So it's very cool what Legal Shield provides. I love the kind of financial freedom and the opportunity to travel and to build your dream lifestyle around a product that can truly make a difference in the lives of many people. It's so cool that we're able to do well while doing good. And so that is what the Legal Shield career is all about. I love it. It truly is a mission that makes a difference in the lives of people across our nation.
Hello, this is Brooks Werkheiser. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. I joined Legal Shield a number of years ago. At that time, I was part owner of a business in the investment, in the insurance, and the qualified plans administration area. It's called a wealth management business. Initially, I started on a part-time basis. I did the investment business, the insurance business by day, Legal Shield by night. After a period of a couple of years, I worked from part-time into full-time. I sold my interest back to my partners, moved my business to my home. Today, I operate out of my home in my business with my wife, and it's the best business decision I've ever made.
Okay. Well, my name is Candace Smith. I'm calling from the Memphis, Tennessee area. My background used to be that of mental health. I used to manage group homes for people with developmental disabilities, and currently it's in real estate in the area of property management and investing. I actually took a look at Legal Shield at the age of 24. I was looking for a way to supplement my income without getting a second job. And someone who was very successful introduced me to this concept, had never heard of Legal Shield before. When I took a look at it, I realized that everybody needed it and everyone could afford it. I absolutely fell in love with the product, and as a result, I found out that I could earn extra income. So I didn't have a whole lot of time. Matter of fact, I was pressed for time, but I worked this business about 10 to 12 hours my first month, and as a result, I was blessed to generate an extra $1,000. And I've still worked this business on a very part-time basis. I've been blessed to make $6,500 being my best month. And as a result of Legal Shield, I'm able to actually take vacations. I'm able to travel more with my husband. I'm able to spend more time with my family, and I'm able to be a blessing to so many other people. So as a result of this company, I'm now in my 30s, and I can honestly say I'm working on my first six figures, and I'll do it from home because Legal Shield has an awesome system and an awesome product, and I absolutely love this company.
Hi, my name is Chip Humphrey, and when I first looked at Legal Shield, I was teaching phys ed in a Florida high school. I was coaching 2 sports, married with 2 children, and I was working on my master's degree full-time, so I was very busy, but I was looking for a way to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month because they don't pay teachers very much money in Florida, in my opinion. And I liked what I saw when I looked at Legal Shield, so I got started on a part-time basis, and that turned out to be the best financial decision I've ever made because today I'm an assistant principal at a very large high school in Florida, still very busy. We have 2,700 teenage students. I made a decent salary last year as an assistant principal, right at $70,000, but working part-time from home, only 15 hours a week in 3 consecutive years, Legal Shield has paid me an extra $100,000 a year, and now between my beautiful wife, Michelle, and I, our goal is to make $250,000 in a year part-time. Thank you.
My name is Jennifer Williford, and I live in eastern North Carolina. When I looked at this opportunity, I was a real estate broker and owned my own firm that included a joint venture with a mortgage bank. I was exhausted. I worked 14-hour days, including weekends, evenings, and holidays. I thought there's got to be a better way to make a living. Legal Shield made perfect sense not only to offer to my buyer and seller clients, but also to offer the business opportunity to fellow real estate brokers and mortgage professionals. Because of Legal Shield, I was able to retire from the real estate business, and I now have the family life I've always dreamed of.
Well, my name is John Hoffman. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and my background prior to Legal Shield was corporate America and small business ownership. And I got downsized in the oil industry at a fairly young age and just simply felt if it happened once, it might happen again. So I learned the hard way. I wasn't building really my future. I was building someone else's. So I tried my hand at traditional small business and experienced the headaches that went with that, the steep resources just to start the company, and then employees, general liabilities, and just cash flow. 16 years ago, I was fortunate to get introduced to Legal Shield. What immediately made sense to me was the product. I wrote down 13 times in 1998 that our family could have benefited from a service like this if someone just told us about it. And if it made sense for our family, I thought it might make sense for others. The other thing that caught my attention was the timeliness of how Legal Shield was positioned in front of huge emerging growth markets. They had literally pioneered the legal services and identity theft industry. So the idea of equal justice could really become a reality because of Legal Shield. Why? Well, they would give the masses equal access. Instead of $300 an hour, they could do it for $200 to $300 a year. So not only did it make sense, but we went to work, we took action, and within 3 years, we're well over 7 figures in income. What I'm most excited about today is the best is yet to come.
Hello, my name is John Wynn. I'm a single father of 3 girls, and I live in Wilmington, North Carolina. I was a former small business owner, and like a lot of small businesses, I found myself out of business. I started scrambling and doing all kinds of things, from selling cars to copiers to credit card machines to put food on the table. When I was shown Legal Shield, the membership just made so much sense to me. I didn't have a will, couldn't afford attorneys, and protecting my family was very important to me. And the opportunity to me looked like an easy way to make some extra income without having an extra boss. So I carved out a few extra hours a week to do Legal Shield and follow the system. A few short years later, I'm full-time working from home with Legal Shield with this great opportunity. What I love the most about Legal Shield is the time freedom it gives me to spend with my 3 daughters. So thank you, Legal Shield.
Hello, my name is Tanya Winslow from Chicago, Illinois. I have a background in corporate insurance and is a successful entrepreneur, having made my first million by the age of 35. However, it came with a lot of sacrifice and a heavy cost burden. I am a restaurant owner, and every store I open costs over 6 figures to open. And so that's why Legal Shield for me is so amazing. For the first time in my life, I now own a business that allows me time freedom. It allows me flexibility. And it also gives me the opportunity to do something I haven't done in over 6 years, and that is to take a vacation and to enjoy my family. One of the great things about Legal Shield that I'm so excited about is as soon as I came home and introduced the opportunity to my friends and my family, they all were so excited because they could afford the opportunity. With less than $200, they were actually able to turn that into a 6 to 7 figure income. That's impossible when you think about it, but it is possible with Legal Shield. And not only am I giving people an opportunity, I'm also providing them with protection. I call it the 2 Ps, protection and provision is what Legal Shield offers my friends and my family. It offers them legal protection, but it also offers them provision to be able to provide for their families for the rest of their lives and their children's lives. And so I'm excited about that. I was fresh off of a show, The Biggest Loser, inspiring over 10 million viewers a week to have a healthy body. And I am now a proud Legal Shield associate that's inspiring thousands to have healthy wallets. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Teresa Burgess, and I am from Madison, Mississippi. I worked in corporate America for many years and as a vice president and in upper management. I will tell everybody that I did not choose Legal Shield. Legal Shield chose me. I believe in this company because what it has done for me is it has gotten me in a position in the last 3 months to be able to save my home and prove that I can make the monies that I need to, that I was making at my previous positions in upper management. And I've been able to do that in the last 30 days. And it's been hard work, and it is the most rewarding position I've ever had.
We are Rob and Charlene McKenzie. We make our home in Orillia, Ontario, just about 1 hour north of Toronto. Legal Shield has given us so much. We are passionate about the membership because I was a police officer for over 25 years, and Charlene was a legal secretary. We knew the membership was needed by everyone, so we jumped in and started working part-time but at full speed. In less than 6 months, we made the decision to go full-time, took an early retirement, and have never looked back. We have helped our 5 kids get through college and university virtually debt-free. All of them are involved in Legal Shield, by the way. We live in our dream lakefront home and spend the winters in Florida. Legal Shield has given us a great lifestyle. We have an incredible team. We drive cars of our dreams and enjoy traveling to exotic locations. We spend time with our family and team members while showing others they can achieve their dreams. Thank you, Legal Shield.
This is Kevin Moeller from South Alabama. At the age of 20, I was doing construction full-time for a residential construction company and a full-time college student studying architecture 15 credit hours per semester. And I was on the grind nonstop. I was working 40 to 50 hours a week. Rainy days, I never got a paycheck, and was studying architecture full-time, struggling to have the time to even keep up with my grades. And someone gave me a DVD with the information on Legal Shield, and I followed a proven system on a part-time basis, which allowed me 7 months later to walk away from construction at the age of 21 to do my Legal Shield business full-time. With 3 short years of building this business, I was able to purchase my first home at the age of 23. My wife and I now get to travel all across the country and even outside. We've been to places like Antigua, Cozumel, Canada, Cancun. We've been to Hawaii on multiple occasions. And because of this business, it's given me the time freedom to spend time with my autistic nephew. I get to be a part of 2 different ministries because of this business. It's truly given me the freedom to spend time with family and call my own shot. And where else can you go at the age of 20? Start a business on a part-time basis and ramp it up to create such an incredible future. And I owe it all to Legal Shield.
My name is Kim Millian. I live in Encinitas, California, and before Legal Shield, I was the grumpiest 25-year-old you would have ever met. I hated my life. I was working for corporate for about 5 years straight out of high school, and I thought it would be really cool to have a paycheck and a boss and a briefcase, and it only took a short years to figure that out. That wasn't for me, and so I really wanted to be my own boss. I went to a Legal Shield meeting, and I got flat out excited about Legal Shield. And today, what does it look like? Well, today my life is a lot different. And I make in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what I used to make in an entire year working for the bank. And What that really means, though, to me is more just complete freedom. To have time freedom and financial freedom is really the ultimate freedom that everybody wants to achieve, I believe, in their life. And so with having that freedom, I was able to go out and support and help build an orphanage in Guatemala for the last 4 years. I've been there over 10 times to be there to see the process happen, and the grand opening also just happened. And what I love about that is to be able to, earn an income for yourself. When that's taken care of, and help a team of people to do the same thing, that you can go out there and bless other individuals with this really, really great time freedom that you can have with Legal Shield. I'm going to be spending 3 months this year in Guatemala and traveling to many more places that the time freedom with Legal Shield has offered. So thanks so much for listening to my testimonial. I look forward to hearing your testimonial soon in Legal Shield as well.
Good afternoon. My name is Steve Baker. My background is as a painter and decorator. I joined Legal Shield back in 2001, reason being I was earning about $400 a week as a painter and decorator and really was looking for more out of my life. Worked the business on a part-time basis for a couple of years, then went full-time as the income changed. It took me 7 years to earn my first $100,000. A couple of years after that, I was on $100,000 a year on an as-earned basis. The year after that, I became a Millionaire Club member. This is what Legal Shield means to me. It's meant to me time freedom. I actually have time to do things that I want to do. Obviously financial freedom, because I'm in a position now where I can afford to do what I want to do. And because I have time freedom and financial freedom, I really have got a lifestyle that I never dreamed of. I've recently moved to Florida to start a new life, and I'm in a position where I can actually take 3 to 4 months off work and just sort my life out and get prepared for the next 10 years of my life. So Legal Shield has been an absolute blessing to me. I recommend everyone should take a look at this opportunity.
My name is Larry Smith. When I first heard about Legal Shield, here is what I was thinking. I was 44 years old. I'd never been in trouble with the law. I had really never used an attorney, so why would I need this service? But when they told me they would provide a last will and testament, a living will, and a health care power of attorney for free just for trying out the membership, I didn't even hesitate. Obviously, I knew I needed these documents, as I have heard way too many stories about people who died without a will and what it did to their families. I didn't want that to be my family. 6 weeks later, a jeweler ruined a piece of my jewelry he was supposed to fix. Then he wouldn't do anything about it. Have you ever been treated unfairly before? Well, because I had a Legal Shield membership, I called my law firm without having to worry about cost. After a 45-minute conversation with an attorney, she made a phone call on my behalf to that same jeweler. Now, I don't know what she said to him, but I do know the results. After her call, I got a check from the same jeweler for $2,152.32, so I became a product of the product. I realized everybody needed this service. So I started my Legal Shield business part-time by working only 10 hours per week by simply taking some time away from the TV. My first year, I built a full-time income. My second year, I earned twice as much in Legal Shield as I ever earned as a corporate president. Today, my wife and I have the ultimate. We have time and money, and because of residual income, we even make money when we're not working.
Hi, my name is Liz McHugh from California. I started the business with Legal Shield when I was 23 years old. I was selling health club memberships and raising money to go to medical school. And within my first 2 years in the business, I was able to make 3 times the amount on a part-time basis with Legal Shield than I was full-time at my job. And I realized that, my dream was not to be a doctor. That was my mother's dream, but was to travel the world. So because I was able to build a passive cash flow with the business, I've been able to travel all over Europe, South America, all over the Caribbean. I was able to get more involved in my church and do mission trips to Africa and Mexico. But really the business has meant to me was by the age of 27, when I got married and started having little babies, I'm now a full-time stay-at-home mom with a 3 and a 4-year-old, and I make way more now working from home on a part-time basis, less than 12 hours a week, than I would if I were to have a corporate vice president, or executive level job working 10 hours a day in corporate America as a businesswoman. So I get to be a full-time stay-at-home mom, but I also get to bring in a big income, and I get a chance to spend and focus on the most important thing, which is my children.
Hi, my name is Mike Humes from the Maryland area with a background of a disgruntled mailman, and I had that career for about 5 years prior to Legal Shield. Was excited when I saw this membership and the opportunity that exists. Was able to earn some significant income my first month, retired at the age of 26 with Legal Shield. Was blessed to earn 7 figures by the age of 31. We've been fortunate now to start a nonprofit organization that adopts villages in Haiti and the Dominican. We now give away more than we would have ever made as a mailman each year to churches and charities. And as a single dad, I'm fortunate with a 14-year-old daughter to be a full-time father, to be able to be the vice chair on the board of directors at the school she attends. My daughter now jokes, Dad, you go on more field trips than I do, and that's all because of Legal Shield. So I'm excited about the opportunity and looking forward to helping many, many more people achieve greater success than we're enjoying right now.
We're Mike and Pat Parker. We have been Legal Shield associates since 2006 and had no idea before seeing Legal Shield that anything like this existed. We were absolutely smitten with it. We had owned a small business and had sold that business, and we were looking for something to do. At the time, we were 58 and 59. So our employment issues were very soft. We were in a soft economy in 2006, 7, and 8. But we made $50,000 our first full year in Legal Shield, and we were on fire. We have now been in Legal Shield just 8 years. We're now 66 and 67. We are senior citizens, Medicare eligible, making an adult full-time income over $100,000.
I'm Steve Melia, and I was 27 years old when I took a look at Legal Shield. I was doing so well in life. I had moved back in with my sister after graduating from college about 5 years prior and hadn't earned over $20,000 per year. But I knew a good opportunity when I saw it. When I realized that a product like Legal Shield over in Europe had about an 80% market penetration in much of Europe, I got excited, and I thought, man, if that could happen over there, it could happen in America, the most litigious place in the world. And I got started. My partner and I, in our first 90 days with the company, made over $68,000 in income. Our first 12 months with the company made over $260,000 in income, and we knew we had a home run. And fast forward a handful of years later, this company has given me tremendous time freedom. 3 years ago in 2011, I actually took off the entire year from Legal Shield and went to every New York Yankee game in one season, all 162 games. And no fan had ever done that and paid their own way. And it was only because of the passive residual income that a business like Legal Shield allows that I was able to do that.
I'm Sue Martinez, and my background's maybe a little bit unusual with Legal Shield because I used to be an attorney. I practiced law for 12 years until I started having kids. And, you know, at that point, I didn't want to be in an office while somebody else raised my kids. And so I was already transitioning out of law when somebody showed me Legal Shield. And I had never heard of it before that point, even though my father was also an attorney. So here I am, a second-generation attorney, you might say, and still I'd never heard of it before I was introduced to it. But I tell you what, it didn't take me long to figure out that what Legal Shield is able to do for an individual or a family or a business or a company and their employees, because they serve all those different groups, is really something that no individual attorney could possibly compete with. And I knew I would start referring people to it regardless of whether I got paid, so I might as well get set up with a commission account. And now, 13 and a half years down the road, my 2 daughters, who are 14 and 16, have really never known me to work outside of the home because of Legal Shield. And there's no way I would have had the kind of time with them to be able to take them on the kinds of trips that they've been able to be on if I was still practicing law the way I've been able to do with Legal Shield.
These experiences are specific to these individuals and do not represent the experience and success of most Legal Shield associates.